Alright, welcome to Squash Tech, where we spend way too much time making a spreadsheet so that we can talk about cards in front of a camera. Alright, so I was testing my average function. So I'm all set up here. I actually managed to type in all the names of the cards, of even the ones I haven't seen yet. Like, there's a bunch of shit for like Mage and Paladin and stuff that I typed the name in, but didn't look at the effect, so you're going to see some live reactions here of the old Squash Man. And here we go. So, Demon Hunter got a really sick set. I am so fucking excited to play with almost every single one of these cards. So, starting with Flanking Maneuver, this is a Restless Mummy with one more attack, and it's a spell, so we can even play it in like a Drekthar deck or something. And it's just good. I mean, there's a lot of stats for 4 mana. I'm going to do the rating system that's like pretty much universally accepted at this point. Like a 1 is garbage, a 2 is fringe playable, 3 is pretty good, probably sees play, 4 is really good, and 5 is absolutely busted, like deck meta defining. So in my eyes, this is a 4. We're going to be seeing it probably. Oh, I should make the shit. It's going to be hard to read. I'm new to making videos, and you can tell. Whatever. It's fine. So, Flanking Maneuver, you play it and you slap stuff. Alright, moving on. Hey, look, another sick-ass card. You curve a 1-mana weapon into this thing, and you're sitting so pretty on board, you probably can, I don't know, curve into Flag Runner, which we'll talk about here in a second. I mean, this is just pretty clear. Like, you're getting just so many stats for 2 mana, and if it sticks around, you can keep doing busted nonsense with it. I would be surprised if this isn't in the majority of Demon Hunter decks. I think you even fit this into Death Rattle. You probably don't play it in like Fel or Big Demon Hunter. So I mean, I guess there's a couple of archetypes that are major for the class that you don't play this in. But if you're trying to play for board and, you know, smack your opponent around, this is one of the first cards that goes in there. And I think it's really good at that. It reminds me of the Satyr. I forget what it was called exactly. The 3-mana 4/2 that made 2/2s. And this is even easier to work with because it's 2 mana, obviously. So I'm just going to go ahead and slap a 4 on this bad boy. I am notoriously an optimist, so I'm probably gonna have a really high average for a lot of these cards. But that, you know what? That's the way of the squash, man. And a 5. Here's Big Daddy KURTRUS. He's ready to bust up the meta with his big fat. Look at these sword things. Look at his fucking braids. Like, what is this? Oh, he's the demon render, and yet he summons demons. I don't know. Anyway. Oh, does this? Okay, so this, I can also view the hero power and stuff like this, but everybody's gonna, oh, I haven't seen this art. Look at that dope bat thing. Holy shit. Anyways, if you're slapping people around in Demon Hunter, you're putting this in your deck as like the first card. I mean, it's just does so much. This hero power is bananas. People have even been talking about running garbage like expendable performers to try and OTK with this. And I mean, I don't see that necessarily, but this is so powerful that maybe that even gets there. And the battle cry is relevant. It's just going to be good. You're just going to play it. He's really good. And I'm crafting this gold. Look at him. Oh, man. I cannot wait to play with this card. Sigil of Reckoning. So we've discussed a lot on the VS Discord about like how you would build Big Demon Hunter at this point. And I think this is going to be like a very high drawn win rate card in a deck that's not necessarily that great. This is definitely better than that 6-drop 8/3. But it's not so much better that it, like, you know, completely fixes the entire archetype. But it's pretty good. Your Big Demon Hunter is going to be playable, and this is going to be one of the best cards. It's not that hard to analyze. I'd probably give it a 3. Like a solid card in an okay playable deck, which is cool. Now this card, on the other hand, what is this Demon Hunter set? This is the nuts. This is the Giga Nuts. In fact, you might even like philosophy this and do crazy things to play a bunch of them. And you don't have to build your deck around like sacrificing tokens to play this, I think. And Death Rattle Demon Hunter, this is one of the best cards in the deck, only after like Blackthorn. I mean, you're just you sacrifice plenty of stuff, but at some point during the game you're gonna be able to like kill some crap off and then drop a giant, and the board swing is just so backbreaking for your opponent that they just get stomped. So you're just gonna put this in so many DH decks, and it's gonna be a key component. I mean, giants are just good. How many? There's been like one giant maybe that didn't end up at least being solid, which is the Frost Giant or something, I think, or Clockwork Giant, I guess. Did that see play in Mill Rogue or something? I don't know. Anyway, pretty sure this is a 4. Like, I'm not going to go 5 on it because, like, it's hard to get this down to, like, 4 mana as quickly as, like, Warlock can with Flesh Giant. But I still think you're going to be able to discount this enough and survive long enough to get a swing with this that's going to be extremely powerful. So I'm feeling it with this one. It's excellent. Now, this card, when I first saw it, I thought, like, it just stinks. But the more I've looked at it over time, I think this is a really nice, like, 1 mana option, especially that curves into your Vanguard up here. There's just a lot of ways to adjust the amount of attack that you have as Demon Hunter. You have the Flurry, not the Flurry. Fuck Flurry. Stupid ass mages. You have Fury and Chaos Strike and your hero power and your KURTRUS hero power and Illidari Studies into Glavesmith or something. Like, there's just a lot of ways to make stuff happen with this that I think is pretty reasonably powerful. Like, maybe you're even running Relentless Pursuit. Maybe, like, Bladed Lady can make a return in some kind of goofy attack buffing deck. And this just has a high ceiling and a very acceptable floor. So for that reason, I think it's going to get there, but it's obviously not like exceptional or carrying a deck or anything like that. I just think it could help like an aggro DH get there. It's definitely better than like True Aim Crescent and an aggressive deck. So I think I'd go with it's probably like a 2.5, but I'll just round it up to 3 because that's what we're here to do. Make Demon Hunter look awesome because it's my favorite class right now. And now we get to look at a bad one. I don't think this is it. But it's also like, it's scary to give this a low rating. I mean, nah. Nah, I don't. I've been really torn on this one, believe it or not. I think it's bad, but I'm just worried. Like, you play it and you get a little bit of value out of it, and then they just clear your board, and then you don't get anything out of it for the next couple of turns. So I think it's a 2, but it might be a 1. Most of these last 3 turns cards are pretty awful, I think, and I don't think any of them are more than a 3. Maybe there's one that was revealed today that I didn't see, but I'm gonna go with 2. I'm not super impressed by it. It just doesn't feel impactful enough, and it has such a low floor that there's gonna be situations where you top deck this and it's atrocious. Like, it's definitely no, like, Savage Roar or anything like that. So, Caria is the even better, like, big Demon Hunter support. It feels so redundant to say big Demon Hunter, but It's all about the big demons. I don't know. Anyway, this turning into a Pit Commander or a Illidari Inquisitor is just crazy. So there's not much else to talk about. If you're making big DH, this is one of the first cards. So just like Sigil of Reckoning, even though this is better than Sigil of Reckoning, I think it's still like it's gonna be probably like the highest drawn win rate card in an okay deck. So for that, I'll go ahead with a 3. I just don't quite think the pieces are there for this to be super competitive. But this card is sick. I can't wait to play it. I'm definitely going to use it. It's just not gonna. I don't think it's gonna be, you know, top notch. Pretty much same here, but worse. I mean, like, I could see big DH just going with Vandar or something over using this. It is definitely like a 3/8 taunt for 4 is really nice, and it can help bridge the gap for you. But I also think that big DH is gonna, you know, pack itself full with fell spells and stuff like that to survive. And this isn't crazy enough to, you know, really blow people out. I think you can get through this, even if you're an aggressive deck. It's just a decent roadblock kind of thing. So for me, since I'm not even sure if this will see play in the deck it's intended for, I think I'll go with 2. I don't think it's 1 level, but I'll go with 2. I don't give 1s very often. Let's just put it that way. 3 repeating. Okay. And now finally Flag Runner. I almost said finally. This guy is the commander of the battlefield, or girl. Check her out. She's like, come at me, bro. You can do a lot of really cool stuff with this. I think this could be the card that really glues aggro DH together for the first time in a long time. I've played with that deck a lot. Anybody that, you know, talks to me about Hearthstone a lot knows that. And the biggest thing it was missing was really like lethality, or, you know, kind of like a win con card where if it sticks, it can just kind of put the game away. The deck just did not have anything like that. The early curve is solid. You know, you can do some spooky stuff in the first few turns, but once they stabilize, you just kind of, you're just sitting there hoping you'd, I don't know. So this is the kind of card that can lock up a game. And you can do things like run Sigil of Summoning, which is a card I'm not that huge of a fan of, but the fact that it curves so juicy into this is really interesting, because imagine you're a board deck and your opponent dropped Sigil on 2 into this on 3, and now you have to break through 2/2/2 taunts, which buff this up to a 3/6 and counting. That sounds tough. That sounds like you might just lose. It's not quite as powerful, but it's kind of reminiscent of like an Oracle behind some taunts, you know, in Taunt Druid, where the longer this is on the board, the less likely you're going to win. Like, the ceiling on this is hilarious, of putting out so much. It's got 6 health, man. It just makes it so much harder to stabilize against aggro DH, because you have to pick off its tiny little bullshitters while also worrying about this fat 6 health thing. So it's a lot like the Darkshire Councilman that Warlock had that made Zoo really good back in the day. So for me, I'm thinking it's between 3 and 4. I think it's probably like a 3. But I'm pretty excited about it. I could see it reaching 4 status, definitely, and being like just a really top-notch card in an actual maybe tier 2 kind of deck. So I'm into it. I love that card. I love pretty much the whole DH set. They're supporting multiple archetypes, giving us just a general good, amazing card that helps the class in general. And this average of 3.3 reflects that. I would expect that to be one of the higher ones of the set by the time I'm done, but I haven't. Like I said, there's at least, like, I don't know, 50 cards or something I've not even seen. This is one of the classes where they showed everything, so I knew all this was coming. So, all right. That is DH out the way. Let's move on to Druid, where there are definitely cards I have not seen. Starting off with this. Give a minion +2/+2, then give your beasts +1/+1. Okay, so you definitely want to run this with your, like, Frost Wolves. Yeah. That's kind of hot. Especially because you're getting them with stealth. This guy's got stealth. This guy can come down for, like, 0 on the same turn that you play this. That's nice. I think this is solid. And you get a targeted +2/+2 as well. And with all the stealth, like, it's not going to be that hard to do that. This is like your transition into winning the game card with your beast deck. So I'm feeling it. If you're running a beast centric Druid, which is looking very reasonable, this is a clear addition, I think, right? You run this and Arbor up, and you have multiple ways to just turn a board into something that blows your opponent out. I'll go with like a 3 on this. I don't think that Beast Druid is necessarily looking like the best Druid deck, because Taunt Druid still just has so many blowout mechanisms early on. But I think it'll be a decent enough deck that you can definitely play this. So I feel pretty good about 3 for this. Pride Seeker. Your next choose one is 2 less. What are you playing this with, though? Are there any choose one? Okay, we knew that was coming. There's like no choose one in this set. So I guess, what are you trying to... You trying to curve into Nourish or something? This does curve directly into Nourish on the next turn, which is kind of goofy. But that doesn't sound like why are you doing that instead of just playing Overgrowth? I'm not seeing it with this. It's a real bad body to be playing on turn 3 too, so I mean it's, you know, it's not horrendous, but it's not good. So unless I'm forgetting about some like big beefy choose one card that you really want to be playing ASAP, I'm not into it. But you know, cost reduction is always good, but there's just not the cards for this, unless maybe there's like a 2 mana choose one that you'd want to play right next to this, like Power of the Wild or something. I don't know. To me, this looks like a 1. Nah, I'll go 2, because I might be forgetting a choose one that's solid with this. But I don't want to waste too much time. We're already at 18 minutes. Wing Commander Molvrick. That's some silly art. I love the fucking whatever is on this bird orc monster thing. He's got a bomb in his hand. It doesn't really look like a Druid card to me, actually, but you know, here we are. I think this card's pretty weak. Things have to line up like so perfectly for you to get more than even like 1 2/2 out of this. And would you play a 4 mana 2/5 rush that summons a 2/2 with rush? Maybe. But even then, it's like it just has to line up, and that's not really guaranteed. I guess you have ways to hit those breakpoints with Druid by using your hero power. The ceiling on it's really nice. It's like a cracked Soul of the Forest if everything's perfect, but it's so unlikely to me that this works out that I'm pretty much just on a 1 for this one, which is honestly fine. We don't need crazy token Druid shit. Claw Fury Adept. This was revealed a few days ago, and it's just insane. Battlecry, give all friendly characters +1 attack on a 2/3 beast. Wow. Yep, there's just no reason not to slap 2 of these in every deck that plays even a remote number of minions. Of course, it's crazy in Beast Druid. You're playing it in Taunt Druid. Maybe you even play this in like Quest or it's only +1 attack, but I mean it's just good. It is just good. This is a 4. Pathmaker. Cast the other choice from the last choose one spell you've cast. I think this is atrocious. You picked the choose one that you chose for a reason. Get out of here. Capture Cold Tooth Mine. Draw your lowest cost card or your highest cost card. This card is insane. There's never been anything like this, right? Like such excellent situational targeted tutoring. I guess it's fun. This could be okay with the Pathmaker that I just looked at, but I don't think you need to worry about that. You're just gonna play this in I think a lot of different decks. You're probably not picking your lowest cost card very often, maybe. But I mean, we know like people have played Taylan just to draw your highest cost card, and that's on like a freaking 3/3 taunt Divine Shield for 5. Like it's an insanely solid effect, and this does spells as well as minions, and you can even I don't know maybe even tutor Guff. I don't know. I'm sure this will be in decks. I would be so surprised if it's not. So it feels like a 4. Frost Wolf Kennels. You get some 2/2s with stealth. So among the like last 3 turns, is there like a catch-all word for these? Not that I really know of. This is one of the better ones because it kind of supports the kind of board swarm beast style, and it discounts your matriarch, and it creates beasts for Heart of the Wild, and it's just good. Puts stuff out for Claw Fury Adept. So I can see it with this one. Stealth is good, and you want the stuff out there in this deck. So I think it's a 3. It feels like a very nice option in your Frostwolf Beast deck. This one, on the other hand, we're going with 4. I mean, just reducing the cost of a 4/5 taunt pretty consistently. You're playing solid cards on the way there. You have other synergies with beasts. Hell, maybe even like Menagerie Warden sees play with this thing. It basically creates the deck. Like this is nuts. I don't see tier 1 here. That's why it's not a 5, but it's like 5 potential. I mean, everybody knows this card's good. Dire Frostwolf is not that good. Like, even to the point that maybe it's not even going to be played in this beast deck. I guess it's possible. It's really cool with Menagerie Warden, actually. You curve into this. That's pretty dope. Since I'm kind of vibing with like 3 to 4 range for this Beast Druid deck, I'll give this a 3. I wouldn't be shocked if this doesn't make it in the deck though, even. It's just solid, but not remarkable, really. It doesn't feel very inspiring to put this out on turn 4, but it is nice in that there's barely any AoE that takes care of this, so you're very likely to still have this on board. And even if they do AoE it, your thing pops out another stealth. So it probably will go in the beast deck, but it doesn't feel like a top end of the deck kind of card anyway. Wildheart Guff is like, you're just gonna put it in your decks without you run Overgrowth. I mean, so it's like, I don't think it's incredible. It's one of the lesser hero cards to me still. Setting your maximum mana to 20, I don't think even matters. It's the gain a mana crystal, draw a card, gain 5 armor, and get a nice hero power that matters. how often is going to 20 going to matter? I really don't see it. But the hero power and the other juicy stuff probably makes it like a 4. The fact that it's not among the best hero cards to me and is still a 4 is kind of crazy. So that puts our Druid average at 2.9. Feels solid. If this Beast deck doesn't work out, it's going to flop as a set, I think. Guff's just, Guff's going to see play, but we really need the Beast deck to work. Capture Cold Tooth Mine is a nice like support card for stuff, but in terms of archetypes that this set wants to push, it's definitely got to be the Beast deck. So we'll see. I think it'll be solid. I'm not sure it'll be played that often because I don't think it'll be the best, even aggressive Druid deck. But, we will see. So on to Hunter, which got some interesting stuff for sure. I think there's only one card I haven't seen, which is this one, I believe. So Ice Trap. I think this is just one of the best secrets that Hunter's gotten. So that's pretty damn hot, even though it's ice. So it just counterspells a mofo, and you're going to be able to either, obviously when you discover this off Rinlings and like, it's going to be insane. When you get this off Tavish, it's going to be insane. But I would not be shocked if it's even index, thanks to mostly this guy. So it's a weird one to rate. Oops, did I really just screw that up? Control Z, folks. Okay. So it's feeling like a 3. But if we had even better secret support, I mean, it could be 4-ish, definitely, I think. So, cool secret. And it's going to fuck with some people. Stormpike Battle Ram. Rush, Death Rattle, your next beast costs 2 less, and it's a 4/3. What do you... Okay, so you play it with your Mountain Bear. You play it in your Revive Pet deck. And that's cute. But I don't have much else. It's like a 2. You can't, there's no way you can play this in like anything aggressive, right? This has to be supporting your mid to high cost beasts, I think. And it's a Death Rattle. So you're kind of at the mercy of what's on the opponent's board. I really want a Mountain Bear deck to work, and I'm going to put this in it, probably. But it's not super exciting necessarily. I think we need more bigger beasts. We needed better big beast support than this. This is going to be a 2. Mountain Bear, people were comparing this to High Mane, which I think is absolutely ridiculous. This is way better than High Mane. That is a lot of taunt. So much taunt that you can build a deck around this and just build the wall. So I want it to work. I don't think it will actually necessarily work yet, but it kind of feels like the start of something that maybe Blizzard will pursue more next year. I like it. I like the little the little baby bear chilling down here. It's like, hey, don't you mess with me. But it's not gonna be great yet, that's for sure. So it's a 2. I really want it to creep up to 3 or so someday. Here is a 5. The improved secrets are, 2/2 snakes, but 4 increased cost, 3 AoE. You get 2 3/3s. You get 2 animal companions. Increase the spell by 2. So they're all really good. They are all definitely, like, when you get 2 of them and when you discover them, that battle cry alone is worth more than 6 mana. It's really, really going to swing games, like, hard. And then you get... you get just Animal Companion, as your hero power, which also is good. It's like you're drawing a very reasonable card for free every turn that you can play. So I'm definitely seeing it with this guy. I really do think you play this almost everywhere. I buy the point that you don't want to put this in Quest Hunter, but I even think this goes in Face, and people were disagreeing with that. It was a bit of a debate when this was revealed. I really do think this is strong enough to go in Face. Like, this just... It's a single-handed, like, win the game against some matchups when you get the right secrets. And then, you know, heal 5 is not irrelevant. So, he's crazy. He's dope. Spring the Trap, I also think is pretty good. I think you play this in Quest right away, for sure. And it is possible that we fit Ice Trap and stuff into decks in addition to Explosive or something to play this. The fact that you're guaranteed to deal 3 and get a secret is really nice, and when you cast 2, that can be just silly. So for me, I'm thinking 3 on this. If we had like 2 really good secrets, you know, Ice Trap is really good. And then beyond that, you know, like Freezing's solid, Explosive is solid, and the rest are just not that great. If we had 2 really good secrets, I could put this up to a 4. But for now, I think we're at a 3. I do think it'll see play in a good deck. This is some pretty disappointing secret support as far as I'm concerned. It's not that impressive. You don't really want to be curving secret into this. And even when you do, it's like, okay, neat. So I'm going with 1. Revive Pet. It's cool with Mountain Bear, that's for sure. It very well might be played just for like trampling rhinos, which is the unfortunate boring application for it, but it is a legitimate competitive application for it. It has a very high ceiling someday, but for now, it just kind of feels like a card that might make it into decks. In your, like, Face Hunter decks, I think you want Kodobane drawing Aimed Shot, but maybe Tavish is so good we just cut Aimed Shot? I'm not sure yet. I feel like I can go, like... The fact that it revives rhinos makes it feel like a 3 to me. It might be a 2. Hopefully someday we're actually reviving like dope ass big beasts and then it's like a 4 or something, but copium maybe. Wing Commander Eichmann is the big fat one fucking of my life. What are you doing with this? Give me a break. This is a silly design. It's not fun to even really try to build your deck around this, especially because it's dependent on what's on your fucking opponent's board. Fuck this. And it wants you to, you know, run like Mountain Bear, and then they're trying to get you to run this or something as well, but like you don't want to be summoning a 4/3 rush with your 9 mana 5/4. What a piece of crap. Dune Boldar Bunker gets you some 1 mana secrets. I think it's pretty bad. It's just, you just don't want to be drawing your secrets. You just want them to be going into play. Spring the Trap, legit. This card, not. Honorable Kill, +1/+1 on this weapon. At first, I thought this was just garbage, but actually, I think the snowball potential is pretty silly on this. I could see it in something. Just, you know, you slap a couple of minions, eventually you have like a 4/2 weapon or something, because you're using a durability each time, but it could just stay equipped forever, practically. Kind of reminds me of Eagle Horn Bow a little bit, in that it's like a weapon that you equip and you can just kind of slap when you are in a situation where it's good to slap, and you keep it equipped and keep doing your thing. So I actually think it's good. It might even be insanely good. It's kind of hard to evaluate. It's kind of hard to imagine like the kinds of board states that you're going to be facing and whether you can really manipulate this appropriately. But Hunter has enough like cheap spells that do 1 damage, little 1/1 rush guys. I think this gets there, and I think it's really good. Might be a 4. Is that crazy? It's like Eagle Horn Bow, I think. You don't have to swing with this every turn by any means. You just swing with it when it's good. And, you know, it just keeps being a pest for your opponent. I think it's 4. Maybe that's nutty. Maybe I'll regret that. Maybe this is a piece of shit. Maybe Honorable Kill is trash. I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to cut this video. We're through 3 classes at 36 minutes. It feels pretty good. So 2.5 average for Hunter. Sounds about right. They get like 1 to 2 fantastic cards per expansion, and then a bunch of poop. 2.9 for Druid. Some solid stuff. Nothing amazing. Demon Hunter's looking great. Thanks for watching. I'll be back with more reviews here soon.